Hello everyone. Welcome to today's use case, launching scalable web services on GCP using managed instance group. Just to get to know about few facts, Google Compute Engine is a service that provides virtual machine running in Google's innovative data centers and worldwide fiber network. And an instance group is a collection of VM instances that can be managed as a single entity within GCP. It automatically adjusts the number of instances in response to current load, improving application availability and resource utilization. It also distributes incoming traffic across instances, ensuring optimal resources, the usage, and reducing latency. Now we will jump directly back to the command line interface. Here I am using VS Code console to run all my commands. So I'll run gcloud auth login, which basically authenticates me to GCP via the web-based authorization flow. Once authenticated, it kind of configures the gcloud CLI tool to use the authenticated account basically, which is me, for Google Cloud API requests. So it is saying me now that you are now authenticated with gcloud CLI. Very good. Then and you see here's the success message. I will be running the next command, which is not very much mandatory, but I have seen in many cases when I didn't run it, I couldn't proceed for the next command, which is doing the similar thing, but ultimately it is setting up the authentication credential for applications running in my local laptop, making it use the current users, that is my Google Cloud credential, as the default. Yeah, this is pretty important as far as the security as well as the authorization is concerned. Now I'll be setting up the project, and the project name is little different, my first name, last name, but you can give any kind of name. So you can go here and see what is the project name here. So here is the one, and it's the project ID, Shanta-Panikya. So I am just setting up the project ID. Awesome. And now I'll be setting up the zone, compute zone, where I just want to run my resources. So gcloud config set compute zone Europe this central to be, which I have set up. Awesome. Now I simply want to go ahead and create a instance with the default settings, because I really don't want to take too much time if I give some configurations basically, which will take more time. So here it has been created, and now what I want to do is I want to create this firewall rules. Why? Because here what is happening by default, Google GCP only allows few ports accesses, these VMs, for the VMs. So since we'll be installing Nginx soon inside this VM, we need to enable port 80 in the firewall configuration first. So I am actually configuring it, and allow 80 is already exists. Awesome. So I will give any other name maybe at this point of time. So allow 81 is okay, and the firewall is getting configured. And this particular command will create a new firewall node named allow 81 in GCP Compute Engine. It will allow the incoming traffic on TCP port 80. Of course, please excuse the name, this because previously it has been created. I am not deleting it at this point of time. And typically it will be used for HTTP web traffic to reach the resources, in this case the VM instance governed by the firewall. Awesome. So now I can simply go ahead and access it inside my instance VM, which has been created just now. And here you see I'm inside, my user is inside this my instance VM. So right now what I'll do is I will go ahead and do a sudo and then I am updating or running this particular scripts, pretty common scripts to run for inside the Unix environment or Linux environment or Ubuntu. and service nginx start. So once it is started, I just want to install wget to be installed so that I can query or I can reach the nginx environment from my instance VM, and here it is. So if I clear it, if I run this command again, you see welcome to nginx, and it is actually seeing, we can actually see this particular page that it is successfully installed. And we and basically we want to see even in the Internet Explorer. So if I go to our GCP console and go to compute engine, okay, and here is the external IP. If I give it here :80, and then I can see the nginx will be running over here. Sure, yeah. So welcome to nginx. It is working fine, but we really don't want to do it like this. Yeah. So let me just get out from this VM first, and if I run this command, which will do the same thing, giving me the list of the VMs which has been already created, and here is the stuff. Yeah, but as I said, we really don't want to do this manual things, installing the VMs and getting inside those VMs manually and installing those particular softwares. What we want to do, we want to slowly and steadily automate all the stuff. So rather than setting up the instances every time, we can use a startup script basically to initialize the instance group or instance upon startup. Yeah. So I have a shell script ready, which is startup.sh, and it has got the same commands. Only thing is this one. So here, this is the extra command, which is actually changing this nginx output, which is here. Yeah, instead of this nginx, it will actually show Google Cloud Platform. Yeah, along with the host name. And what is the host name? In this case, it's my instance, but next one, obviously, the VM name will be changing. Yeah. So this is what the change will happen actually. Yeah. Now I will go ahead and run the next command to see how basically it works. So gcloud compute instance create nginx, the instance name will be nginx, and it will take the metadata from the startup script, which is here in my local directory, startup.sh. Yeah. So once I give it here, and it will start running the script, or rather, creating the VM, and then once it is created, it will run everything inside that. And once it is done, yeah, so I will actually go ahead. So what we can do quickly is we can go here and see the VM portal, the compute engine portal, and here it is, nginx. Yeah, and if I actually try to, you can copy it from here also. And if I go here and give 80, here also I can see with the changed, yeah, here it is, welcome to Google Cloud Platform, nginx. It is this particular server name. So what has happened actually, this many times it will happen, this page will not show immediately. Okay, so you need to retry for some time, for a couple of minutes, and host will be because one of the reason being it may take some time for the host to start the nginx also. Okay, so this is the updated page or updated web page which we can see. So now what we'll do is we want to create a cluster right now. Okay, so this is actually created, this is a standalone VM, but as for our use case, we want to create a cluster of servers, and for that reason we need to create a managed instance group. Okay, and which in short it's known as MIG. Okay, and for that we first need to create an instance template, and once that instance template is created, you can then create an instance group using that instance template to manage the number of instances, whatever you want to create. Yeah, so I will go ahead and create this particular instance template using the same startup script. Okay, so I'm sure you know about the VM template or something like that. So you can somehow compare instance template with that also. So right now this instance template is getting created and it will be pretty fast. Yeah. One of the thing which you can see here is here in the VM stuff. So you can go to instance template and you can see here that particular newly created instance template is ready here, Nginx template. Yeah. Awesome. Now what we'll do is we'll be creating a target pool. Yeah. So a target pool basically allows us to have a single access point to all the instances in a group, and this is very much necessary for load balancing in the in our future steps, whatever we'll be doing. Yeah. So to engage or to include load balancer with this particular instance group, we need this target pool to be ready. Yeah. So I have to give a choice, and this is basically, just let me check. It was Europe Central 2, and whereas Europe Central 2 is 213, yeah, 13. So I'm choosing it 13. Hopefully it is 13. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So this target pool has been created, and now we will be creating the instance group. This is the last step, kind of, where we are giving the number of VMs as 2 and mentioning the target pool as Nginx pool. Template, we are mentioning the same template which we have created just now. Base instance we are giving as base instance name as Nginx, and the group instance group name is Nginx group. Yeah. So I go ahead and run this particular command. Yeah. So what it will do, it will create an instance group using the template which has been created and also the particular target pool. And as I said, the target pool, it will allow to have the single access point for all the instances in that particular group. Yeah. So it will take some time to get created, and once it has been created, you can actually go there and actually find it out, all those particular stuffs. Yeah, instance groups over here. Yeah, so it is, you see, 0 to 2. It is actually getting created slowly and steadily, but that's not the point here. What I want to do is, at this point, it is created with 2. So what I'll do is, this is just a command basically, where you can actually see dynamically, you can actually max out or size up or size down your instance or manage instance groups member number. Yeah. So this is the particular server or the particular VM instance number which has been and I actually sized it down. So if I go quickly there and I go to VM instance, I can quickly see that this has been there, of course, but if I do a little bit refresh, 1 will be off, because you see, it is going to be deleted because I just sized it down to 1. So from Nginx pool and in this Nginx group, this is going to be deleted now. And if I refresh again, it will be deleted. But again, I will go there, and now what I'll do is, in this particular place, we have to configure auto scaling. Okay, so now this is the command which I'll be running to create or to implement the auto scaling feature here. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the one. One thing to notice here. Yeah, so the minimum replicas is equal, I have given 3, maximum number of replicas 7. So according to this, if I run this command, what will happen next? The number of instance group or which has been created right now, it is having only 1. Yeah, see this one. Yeah. So once I run this command, the auto scaling will be automatically applied. That is fine, but the number of replicas will be increased to 3, because here it is mentioned as minimum number of replicas is equal to 3. Yeah. So let's do it. So this command will configure auto scaling for this manage instance group. Yeah. In this mentioned zone, and it sets the minimum number of instances to 3 and the maximum number of instances to 7, allowing the group to automatically scale its size of course, based on demand within these limits of 7 maximum. Yeah. So whenever any kind of extra load comes inside this particular cluster, it will size up till 7 number of nodes. Yeah. So if I go now here quickly and I do the refresh, you see what is happening? It has been increased by 2. You see, now it is still not been created. And after that, Nginx pool also will be getting populated here. If I do refresh again, I see this will be coming. You see, Nginx pool also having it. Now these are properly ready for our production environment. So basically, if I do now till now we have seen from GUI, but if I run this command as gcloud compute instance list, I can see like this. Yeah. Now, is it what we need at till this point? So a cluster of servers having individual IP addresses? Yes, as well as no, because we also need a load balancer, correct? Which can accept the incoming requests from the users and redirect to these cluster nodes. Yeah, because all these particular nodes right now has individual IPs and we need a single IP. So that's why we need the load balancer. That is the use, correct? So there are normally several types of load balancers in GCP, including like global external HTTPS load balancer, global SSL and TCP proxy load balancer, or regional external and internal HTTPS most likely load balancer, and network load balancer. So for us, we will be doing with a simple regional network load balancer targeting our instance group. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create the forwarding rules. So it will basically list the forwarding rules in the Google Cloud project. So I mean, normally what is happening, the forwarding rules are used by GCP load balancers and other services to direct incoming traffic to the appropriate resources. Yeah. So such as like target pools or backend services based on IP address, protocol, or port. So now I go ahead and create the forwarding rules. I mean, basically creating the kind of load balancer altogether, and Europe Central to, hopefully it is Europe Central to, yeah, is 14. I mean, I could have given the particular zone address over here itself, or region access or region option over here only, -- region, then these things. Then it would not have asked me that. But now what is happening? We are creating a regional load balancer targets. Regional load balancer targeting our instance group, which we have already created. And now we'll be running this gcloud compute forwarding rules list, which will give me the list of the forwarding rules in our GCP project. Okay. And here it is. This is the actual stuff. So I will clear it again and I run this command again, gcloud compute forwarding rule, and here it is. So 34.166.246.0. And if I take this and I go out and just have a look, it is the extension of these servers are having ML13 PGD8 U6 VQ, correct? So I will give it here and wait for some time and see here U6 VQ. And whenever I refresh, this particular server details will be changing. Sometimes it will be kind of sticky. You see, here it is PGD8 and this ML13 is shown. And yeah, I mean, many times it will be kind of sticky session, but normally it will be keep on changing. Yeah. So more number of users will be coming and the users will be redirected to different nodes. Yeah. So that's basically kind of thing which we wanted to achieve, a fully functional MIG with a properly configured target pools or backend services, front ending with a GCP load balancer, yeah, which could be an ALB, which is application load balancer, or NLB, network load balancer. But now This is not ending. Yeah, I mean, our use case is done, but another thing which is very, very critical for us to remember that we need to clean up all the mess which we have created, correct? So clean up the whole cluster. So do not forget to shut down your cluster. Otherwise, they will keep running and it will actually fully accruing a lot of cost and empty your pocket. So there are few commands which I have kept it here. So these following commands I'll be running, which will delete the Google Cloud compute engine along with your instance group, targeting groups, as well as the load balancers. So I'll go ahead and run it. This hyphen quite, okay? This is useful. It is working as a yes. So it is not asking for me to, repeatedly asking to give me input whether I want to delete it or no. So hyphen quite does the yes part, and it will go ahead and it will delete all this particular stuff. So this is one thing which is given. So right now I need to actually hold on just a minute. Have I given the proper one? No, because earlier it was US Central. So I actually need to change the zone, yeah, and zone details. This is my bad, but I will just change the zone details and then rerun the particular script, and it will go ahead and actually delete everything. Yeah, so that's all for today. Yeah, so till this point, I hope you understood. Yeah, so each of these commands, whichever it will be running here, it may ask you for the confirmation, but as I said, I have mentioned hyphen quite, so it would take it as yes. And that's all for today. So let's meet another day with a new use case. And please mention any use case which you want me to cover for you. Till then, happy learning and keep hustling. Yeah, take care, guys. Bye-bye.